years old, and I feel that I'm successful. I have a family that supports me, and it's not always been that way. It's been hard. But nowadays, I feel like I have an amazing family that surrounds me. I've been married for almost 6 years. We've been together for 12, and I absolutely love this man, although we have a fair share of fights in our record. I have very meaningful relationships with my friends. I have very few friends, but they're very meaningful to me, and I know that I'm meaningful to them. And I'm in a job that I absolutely love. I feel constantly challenged every day, and that is very important to me. I work with amazing people, so I am constantly inspired, and it's a really cool company, actually. And by far, my biggest accomplishment is being a mom. I have a 3-year-old daughter. She drives me absolutely crazy almost every day, but I love her. So I truly feel like I'm successful because of all of these things. And I feel like 90% of the reason that I am successful and that I have all of these things is due to the effort that I put into creating the reality that I live in. And I've come to this conclusion after putting into a blender my past experiences, the advice that I've received from people, the things that I've studied, and just a really long list of et ceteras. And after putting all of these things into a blender, I've come up with what I call my recipe for success. And this is what I've come to share with you guys today here. But before I share my recipe with you, I want to share a small disclosure. There's a very common misconception that success has to do with the amount of money that you make. And I don't believe that's so. There's so many examples of people who are pretty wealthy, but they're just not happy with what they have. And they don't feel successful at all. So, what is being successful, at least for me? It has to do with being with the people you want to be with and doing the things that you want to do. So the bottom line of being successful to me is being content with the life that you are living with, the life that you are leading. So maybe this will help you. And it's a very simple recipe. It's not easy. It just has 3 ingredients. The first ingredient is something that I learned during the years that I was forming myself as a psychoanalyst. After I obtained my psychologist degree, I studied for many years everything that had to do with psychoanalysis, and I just absolutely loved it. And there's this concept that's subjective responsibility. It's pretty complex, but what I want to convey is a very simple idea. You are responsible for the world that you live in, and you are responsible for the life that you can create. And I have an example that it's pretty funny that there was a video of someone speaking and she had a disability just 2 talks before. One of the best examples for me is someone with a physical disability. A person who has a physical disability has 2 of many choices, but let's think of 2. One choice is to view themselves in front of their world and their circumstances as completely disabled, as completely helpless. And let's say this person wants to be an athlete. They love sports, but they say, I can't because my body doesn't allow me to. So they just completely surrender to their circumstances and give up. And then let's picture the same person, but standing from another point of view and saying, in spite of my circumstances, I'm going to do my best and I'm going to become an athlete and do sports and do what I love. So we have 2 different points of view and very different outcomes. I like to think of the Paralympics, the Olympics for people with disabilities, and I see all of these people who are amazing athletes and they do things that I could never do. And they're supposed to be the ones with disability. But the difference is that these are people who understand that it is up to them to create the life they want to create. So for me, the first and most basic and fundamental step to this recipe for success is this first ingredient: being responsible for the world you want to create. But this is not enough. Knowing that you're responsible is the first step. So, what's next? For me, the second ingredient, and this is why I put that picture, you have to add something to that egg, is a mantra that I heard from a teacher when I was taking a course that had nothing to do with what I'm talking to you guys today. I was taking actually a course on interviews for recruitment. But suddenly the teacher says something that caught my attention, and I immediately incorporated it into my system of beliefs, and it has become my mantra, my personal mantra that I repeat to myself every day. I'm not kidding, every day. And especially in those moments when I'm feeling like I want to give up. And it's: everything in life has a value, a cost, or a price. I'm going to repeat it because it's so important for me to really convey this message. Everything in life has a value, a cost, or a price. Nothing comes for free. It's pretty easy to understand this when we want to buy something, right? We go to a store, I like a dress, I pay for it. So I know I have to use money to get that dress that I want. But when you use this concept and you understand that everything in life, be it a relationship, be it a job, most of you are in school, maybe it's your grades, everything implies an effort. You have to pay in some way. If you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to pay with your time, with the effort of showing the other person that you care for them. If you want to be in a job, you're going to have to pay with the effort of doing the best that you can. And so many etceteras again. I just really hope you understand nothing is free. So here's the question: how much are you willing to put in? How much effort are you willing to put in to get what you want? So every time you have a goal, every time you say, I want this job, I want to get an A in my exam, and you start whining or you start thinking it's not worth it, is it? Because if it is, you're going to have to put in the work. If it's not worth it, then just let go. But if you want to get what you want, then you're going to have to pay for that. As soon as you understand this and you put together the first and the second ingredient, I'm responsible for the life that I want to lead, and I have to work to get it, then you're surely on the path for success. But I do believe that this is not enough either. This will set you to have a mindset that makes you understand that things in life will not just happen to you. You will have to actively design the life that you want. But you have to put in one more thing to the mix. And this third ingredient is a question. Who do you want to be? This is a hard one. Maybe a few of you people in the audience are thinking, I know exactly who I want to be, so piece of cake, right? Or maybe a few of you in the audience are thinking, yeah, I'm not so sure. And then there are other few of you who are saying, I have no clue. So if you're in the first group, then good for you, you're on the right track. But if you're on the second and third group, then you're probably a lot like I was for so many years of my life. Who do I want to be? I was clueless. Finding your identity and really designing the person you want to be in your mind will give you focus, and it will help you understand where you want to direct all of your effort, that effort that I was talking to you about with the second ingredient. It will help you really understand what your path is. And when you find who you really want to be, intend every action towards being that person. It sounds, for some of you, maybe pretty easy. If you're like me and you see that question and you say, how do I answer this? I'm going to give you a few guidelines, and I can't take credit for them. My coach, her name's Sally Vendersky, she gave me these guidelines, and if you're interested in reading a bit more about this, she has an awesome book called The Novel Entrepreneur, so I leave that as a homework in case you guys are interested. But she told me, if you really want to understand who you want to be, and this is something that's going to help you to know what kind of a job you want, or maybe if you're in the time of your lives where you're deciding what career you want to have, these are really good guidelines. Do a list, on the one hand, of the things that you're really good at. It can be math, it can be science, it can be drama, it can be being silly, making others laugh. It can be helping older people understanding technology. I don't know, there's like infinite possibilities. So you have your list, the things that you're really good at. And then on the other hand, make another list, the things that you really love to do. Maybe it's making others feel good about themselves. Maybe it's shopping. Maybe it's playing games at your PlayStation. I don't know. But identify those things that you really love. And when you put these two together, you have a winning combination. I told you I'm a psychologist, and for so many years, I thought that I was doing my job okay. I was good at what I was doing. I felt okay. But I was kind of lost because I wasn't sure if this is what I was really meant to be doing, whatever that means. But when I answered these two lists, these questions in my mind, what am I really good at? What do I really enjoy doing? I found out that I was really good at listening to people. I was really good at making others feel good about themselves. But I wasn't really having fun being a therapist and not having anyone to talk to about what I was thinking at the moment. And then I realized I love to be a team player. I love to be part of a team, having a goal and trying to go for it with others. That's how I landed my actual job right now, and I love it. I love doing what I do because I combined what I'm good at and what I really enjoy doing. And when you find out who you want to be in life, don't think about this as set in stone and you can't change it. This is an ongoing discovery all the time. You may be incorporating new things that you find out you're good at, new things you find that you enjoy, and you can change, you can have different experiences. But this is really important. Just find out, try to answer this question, who you want to be, and set it as a goal, and everything you do from this moment on are just little baby steps towards that goal. So let's go over what I just shared with you guys so that I really make sure you guys have a clear understanding of what I was saying. Or I'm going to hope that I'm actually conveying what I wanted to say. What I was saying is, be responsible for your life. Don't wait for things to happen to you. Put in the effort, because nothing comes for free. Nothing. And direct your efforts towards one goal, one big goal. This will give you focus. I am not guaranteeing that all of these steps will help you achieve every one of your goals, but I am guaranteeing that the path will be a fulfilling one. Thank you for listening.